Good afternoon, fellas. Frankie Day here for Frankie Day Models. Okay, guys, I have for you this beautiful, delightful, hot, steamy afternoon for Tuesday. I have for you video number 5 for the Dumas George W. Washburn Tug. Okay, guys, great progress has been done since last video number 4. The hull's all been painted, all done. And I've got all all the bits are made, installed, and right now my next step's going to be is finishing up the build, like stacks, vents, rails, ladders, boats, towing winch, and a few bits and bobs here and there, and she's ready for the metro pond. I should have in the water next week. Or maybe by this, hopefully by this Saturday I can have her in the water. That'd be really great. That's what I'm going to go for. Because it builds fast. The only way, what's left is just the cabin. All the other stuff, you know. And it's finished. Okay. I've done some more research on the George W. Washburn Tug. I went to the library. And the George Washburn Tug and the Albany, her sister ship tug, which is identical to her because they all were Cornell steamship line tow tugs. So anyway, she was by 1922 they were refitted with the second funnel, and the cabin was elongated more because the company paying customers to go up the river to Albany, and she was stricken for the maritime steamship lines by 1931 because they ran a diesel. Because all the aging boats, like the Washburn and other ones, that were all coal-fired boiler systems, they were actually become obsolete because they're been superseded by the vet of diesel fuels that can actually use to heat up boilers and things. And more powerful tugs were coming into view, more designs. So like everything else nowadays, guys, it's just nothing lasts forever. So this tug had a very short history for about almost 30 years of service, so not too bad for an old tug. She's pretty prehistoric looking in a lot of ways. She's very ancient because she's an ancient tug. And a very beautiful tug, and not very well modeled, not much either. Okay, right behind me, I got some stills that I made, construction stills, and the best way to describe the progress that's made is by going through the stills, and singly through the stills, I'll explain the progress and how the ship was built, everything. Okay, well, Frankie Day's gonna take his camera. We're gonna zoom in a little bit. Take a review of this and review verbally on here what was done. That's good there. A little too much, Frankie. That's good right there. Okay, as you can see from this video right here, I got masking tape on this thing. I masked this whole thing inside here. I made sure that it was flush up to the edge, flush up under the edge of this cap rail. And this photo don't show that. I just processed putting the tape on when I shot the picture. So I actually took the tape and I tucked it under the rail so it's flush on the bottom of it. That way when I paint the hull, no oversprays will get inside here. Hull's already been painted colonial red already. That's pretty close to the anti-fouling red that these things used for the day because it was more or less like a tallow anti-fouling paint more than red oxide. Red oxide didn't come to view until around the 1930s. And probably, no, I say red oxide didn't come to view until around 1904, 1907, when the great steamers like Lusitania and the Mauritania, and the Titanic and Olympic and the Britannic were all made. The Oneida, those and a lot of other merchant ships, the Carpathia, they all had red oxide water lines, but this had a tallow oxide water line because it's what they used at the time, in 1890. Okay, Right here on the construction of these bits, I got the instructions on the side here. I took a picture of the construction of these bad boys and these bits. I just laid these in here, and I sanded all the stuff down real well before I assembled everything here. I just laid this in here to give you guys an idea how it's done. This is sandwich. You got here for the hole, which is a locator. A doweling will fit in there. These are inch dowels cut with my Mighty Mite. And of course you can see how it was assembled right here. There you go. Assembled. Tube assembled. They're very easy. Like I say, fellas, these laser cut parts in these state-of-art kits nowadays, they save a lot of time and it builds very quickly. The way they're engineered nowadays, fellas, these Dumas kits, even kits alike like this, are almost built like plastic kits. Everything's done for you. All you gotta do is slap the glue to it, and that's it. But like I say, these laser cut parts are they're a hearty welcome to all of us builders. Okay, next let's see what's shaking here. Ah, fantail deck. I used more cleaning up back there. All this had to be re-cleaned. I got a little bleed off right here, so I took some acetone. I cleaned this whole thing off. And I cleaned all this off, and I do a little touch-up right here. Here's the combing right here where the cabin fits over. Of course, this is the tiller that goes to the rudder arm on the rudder post. And my favorite glue was always there. Highly recommend that. Every glue is made for everything for its use, which we use is best. Wood, I use Type Mod. Okay, this view here. I got the mooring bit here in there. I painted the exterior of this hull dark walnut. It looks like it's black. Well, you look at it very carefully, you can see the tinge of brown in it. These things were not actually black. They were almost like a dark walnut color. Deck needs to be cleaned up more because I'm still working. Of course, I got pieces of stuff I'm cutting off here and there. Getting the bits on there and everything. Touched up all the black along the rail. Still doing cleanup back here. I haven't cleaned that yet though. I'm just now doing some touch-up painting here. I'm still doing touch-up painting here and there, fellas. There's sometimes some holidays left over that need to be touched up, like right there. I got that touched up already. There she is right there with the cabin off. And that red and that walnut goes very good together. Here's these parts that I'm using off here. Plans in view. There's more of the bit. There's the cabin on. And I'm going to work on the stacks. Get the stacks all done. The steam pipe's got to be on. The guy wire's got to be rigged on this thing. The last thing I'm going to do on the thing is make the stairs. I got a jig I'm going to make for the access ladder to the back of the pilot house. I can do some more trimming along here. Like I say, guys, I left my hands on this thing for over a year, 2 years. This thing was sitting beneath the darn under a shelf. I forgotten all about, so I'm repainting, touching up, doing this and that as I go along. And before you know it, it'll be all squared away. Smooth, guys. This hull's smooth. This thing was plankton framed. The fiberglass does a good job. George W. Washburn, that's the nameplate in the hull there. Like got touch-up painting around this pilot house. I got a lot of cleaning up around here to do. There it is, overhead view. Inside this little container here, I got all the parts to go to this thing. Instead of putting it in the bag, emptying it out and stuff, I put it all right here. I can fish around for it. I know what to look for. So it's at the stage right now, guys. I should have another video of this probably, I'd say by Wednesday. I should have all this painted, all rigged up, pretty well fitted out. Profile shot, outboard profile. Got the SkyTrain and the old triplane in the background. Got my USS George Washburn over here firing the first ballistic missile, the what the hell we call it, Polaris missiles, yeah. Got the jack staff on here. Now, I got the anchor crane on here. Kit will give you an anchor. I don't know what kind of anchor these things use. They weren't patented dung anchors. They probably were a stock anchor they used. So I got plenty of those. This is 1/48 scale. I got plenty of little stock anchors in view I can use. Well, that's about it, guys. That's the conclusion of the steels. That's about as far as Frankie Day's got. I got more stuff to show y'all too here as we finish up the video. Okay, here I am. Alrighty. Okay, we're gonna come over. We're gonna swing over, take a look at the Washburn Tug, and I'll show you what else I got right here. There she is, right there. So I'm gonna start working on the the stacks, get the stacks going. Get my head out of the way. There's right there, guys. Now here's something else I want to show you right here. I'll back off a little bit. These go to the stacks. I gotta cut these out, these are vacuum form. Stacks fit like that on there. These gotta be cut out, sanded flush, make sure it's straight. These little plastic here are supposed to be boiler casings. And I think these fit underneath here. Yes, they do fit. These are boiler casings. They got to be cut out and prepared and installed. Now, here's something else I can show you. My running gear came in from a Dumas Tug. I got the propeller right here. I'm going to tilt this camera up a little bit, guys. I think it's a little bit too... There you go. This little jewel here cost me $60. That's a lot of money. My wife said, Frank, that's a lot of money for something like that. Because the roof is all brass. When you start messing around with brass and polished nickel steel, that runs into money. Besides, it's a must for this boat. This propeller is nice. It's metal, brass. So this is the running gear. It goes right through here. The suction box is right here. So the shaft's got to be fed from inside the hull, then screw the propeller on when the shaft goes through. I'm going to install that probably later on, not tonight. But right now I got other fish to fry, like get this thing spread away, get the stacks done, and other things. Okay, here I is. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do, guys. So that's about as much progress I made on her so far, so I figured you guys get a charge out of how she looks now. She's starting to shape up, so it's like a turn-of-a-century tug to me. These things were very with something for the day. Okay, this is the conclusion of video 5 for the Dumas George W. Washburn Tug, the terror of the Hudson River. And as mentioned in the video, by this Wednesday I should have another update. Stack's all painted and rigged up. Got the funnels on there. It's going to look real sharp, I guarantee you. And I don't see very well. I can discern from the plans is not that much left on here to do. So, lastly is the fun part, installing the radio. Now, to save myself a little bit of money, I got a receiver, a radio unit that I bought from my Douglas Craig tug, my big old San Pedro, my United States Navy Army ST tug. And the receiver is, I got Velcro on it. Stick it on the side, pull it off. And so I'm thinking about using that in my Dumas tug. Just borrow that until I get another radio for it. That way I can go ahead and just switch back and forth. But we'll have this in the water next week. So by this Saturday I should have this thing in the water and ready to go. Finished. Finale. Finito. Done. Anyway, so that's about as much as I got on today, guys. And so I got a lot more to resume. I got to take the missus down to a general dollar store. She wants to get some slippers and some things. She's getting a little cabinet paper, so I got to take Mama out. So like I say, you got to take care of Mama. Happy wife means a happy life and enjoyable model building. You got nothing hindering it. Get all the important stuff done first and kick back and just have a ball. Okay. This is Frankie Day signing off for Frankie Day Models. Again, always make Mama happy. Take care of yourselves. Stay focused when you're driving. Spend wisely. Be aware of your surroundings. Buy a model. Build strong. Build all day long. Take care of the babies. And take care of yourself. Have a barbecue. It's a beautiful day out there. And enjoy the fruits of life. Frankie Day signing off. We'll catch you this Wednesday on video number 6. Bye, boys. God love you all.